Right, hello, welcome to a quick video. It's sort of a summary of some ones that I've been doing the last week or so. But basically, these two Casio Vintage watches arrived at the beginning of this week, and that was Monday, and we're now on Friday, and I'm afraid they're going to have to go back. So, what are they? They are the A171WE and the B640WB. Both very nice looking watches, but unfortunately they have to go back. So I'm just going to leave you my explanations in the next two segments of the video. This is a quick first impressions / review video of a new Casio vintage watch, the A171WE, and as you can see from this here, just where my finger is, it has the famed 593 module in it. And I say famed 593 module because this is the same internal electronics that you get in the Casio F91W. So let's take a look at the A171, and we'll have a look at the F91W and stuff as well, so you can see sort of where it fits in with the sort of whole vintage look. So I believe this watch came out in September 2021, and as you can see on the table here, we've got the F91W and the A158W alongside it, just for comparison, so you can see sort of where this fits in the whole scheme of these vintage watches. So these two are icons from Casio, really small little digital watches, so they fit perfectly on the wrist for work or to not get in the way. The F91W typically is quite a cheap, and I hate to say the word disposable, but yeah, you know, a cheap watch that but we're not talking about these two watches today. We are talking about the A171, and this is it. So we said about the functions. What you have are 3 buttons, same as the other watches on the table, and you have the time, an alarm, stopwatch, and then the adjust mode. And then when you're in the adjust mode, you can choose which digits, etc. you want to change, and then use the start stop button over here to change them, and then go back. So pretty straightforward, simple watch, and quite a satisfyingly loud beep there for such a small device, really. And I mentioned the famed 593 module, and it's most famous for, if I just tilt it here, it's most famous for this appalling backlight. So those are the features. You know, it's nothing too exciting, but you know, if you just want something to tell you the time, then that's why you buy this kind of watch. You don't buy this kind of watch for stopwatch functions or running ultra marathons or anything. You know, this is really a timepiece for just wearing to work or wearing out of an evening, and just part of your dress up, really, I guess. Problem for me is the size. It is only 35mm by maybe 37 if I'm generous with the buttons there. It's a little bit too small. Typically on my 7-inch wrist, I'm wearing something of this size these days. So this is the Casio AE 2100, and you can see this one is more like 50mm lug to lug and 46mm across. So this one is a centimeter bigger that way, and you know, more than a centimeter that direction. So the size in this instance really does matter to me, and it's just a little bit too small, I'm afraid. So well done, Casio. Great looking watch. Might suit a smaller wrist or maybe a female wrist, but for me it's a no, I'm afraid, and I think I'm gonna have to send this one back. Right, I have tried to make this video about 6 times this morning. I wanted to do a review of this watch, which is the B640WB from Casio. It's part of their vintage collection, and quite frankly, the review has gone out the window because I'm really struggling to decide whether I like this watch or not. And I don't think it's fair for me to review it when I'm totally and utterly undecided. Essentially, it looks nice. It's got that real cool stealthy look about it. I like a negative display. The watch I was going to wear before this one arrived was this one today. I really like this blackout negative look. I think it looks great. However, it's just a little bit smaller than I expected. Now, I don't really mind a small watch, but I don't wear them very often. So I've got the F91W, I've got the MQ24. I think I've only worn this watch once, and I've even got an A158W, and these are all very small Casio watches. I don't have an issue. This sort of unisex look, I think they look fine. They just maybe just not for me. The watch itself has got a great set of features. So you have a dedicated adjust button and a recessed adjust button up here on the top left. You've got your mode select button down on the bottom left, and if you listen to this, so I quite like that. I like the fact that you get a higher pitch beep to remind you that you're back on the home/time screen. You've got a dedicated light button, and I don't know if I can show the light in this light. There you go. So it's part of the illuminator range, so you've got quite a nice, decent backlight on there. And yeah, all in all, it looks nice. It's a really, really nice watch. However, on my 7-inch wrist, I can't quite make my mind up today. Have you got one of these? Have you been looking at one of these? If you have, just a warning that it is quite a slender wrist strap. It does feel like a bracelet rather than a watch strap. So just a little heads up, really. But it looks nice. I haven't yet decided whether I'm going to keep it. Let me know below what you think. I'm very much undecided. Right, so thanks for watching this all the way through, and I'm just packing these up, and I'm going to send them back. Sad day. I really, really, really wanted to like these watches, but they're just a bit too small.